It's getting cold, welcome to the channel. First off, like and subscribe for more content. But we're on the Fiat 500 pop today. Slowly having enough of that BMW. And I just want to basically talk about the car where we're at. You can see it looks a bit of a state at the moment. Weather's just starting to kick in. Proves painting is an absolute bugger, but we are nearly there with the roof, as you can see. Only got a couple more of those to go, so that'll be done very, very shortly, and then we just need to get some glue residue off the top. Inside, there isn't actually much to do inside, to be fair. The seats are all pretty much done, or have been done. I might give those a good going over at the end, but yeah. And then sort of around the back here, we're trying to look at these marks or scratches that are on the side, which I'll come to shortly. Then around this side, we haven't really got any issues at all, to be honest. The wheels off because I want to get the brake pads done on that, and then we've got the headlights, which I think I've worked on. Oh yeah, and one of the light bulbs was out in that one, so that's been replaced. But yeah, the brake pads just need new ones, so just waiting for them to arrive, and then we can go in there. And also this scratch here to the bumper, which I have to work out what I'm going to do with that one. As I say, because the weather's getting cold, it makes painting quite difficult. So yeah, we're nearly done, to be honest with you. Nearly there, and hopefully she'll come up all nice and tidy and clean when all the work's been done. But yeah, we've still got a couple of jobs to do. So again, you can see this is the the near side rear quarter, and it almost looks like a dog's been scratching at this. And touch-up paint isn't going to do. I think someone's used a touch-up paint before, so basically I'm going to try and spray it and work out what we can do. So we've rubbed it down and we've tried to see what we can do. You can see here I've rubbed it back a bit with some, I think I just used 1500 grit on this. Was it 400? I can't remember. I think it was 400, and we used 400 on this, and we've applied the paint to it. As I say, weather is just not great, and you can see it's ever so slightly, if I can get it in focus, sort of orange peely, but we can work on orange peel. That's not too bad. We can work on that with a bit of polish. The rear, I tried to do it, but when I cleaned it, obviously had quite a bit of moisture still left on the bumper, and came out looking really, really rubbish. So I've had to re-sand it back again, and I'll attempt that at a later date when the weather and that body panel is more dry. So yeah, but it's just the weather a bit. Well, it's too cold, and I've got absolutely no way of getting indoors with that. So onto the rear seat of the 500. As you know from previous videos, I've done the front. So this is the rear seat, which has almost got more dirty after I've had it, but that's because I think I put a door card on it at one point. So we've got various things that we need to work on in this, and I'm going to use the Bizzle spot clean to try my best with it. I was going to use my cordless drill with the brush on it, and but the actual stains weren't too bad, so yeah, I was able to just crack on with this and not put a huge amount of effort into the back seat. Apologies if this comes out looking a bit rubbish on the screen, because of the nature of the sort of fabric and the squares and everything, sometimes it can play a bit of havoc on your camera when you're recording. But a very, very cheap item, to be fair, to buy. And these are the lounge seats as well, aren't they? So hopefully this will come up quite nicely in the end. And actually, it pretty much did a decent job. It didn't really need a huge amount of going over, and the water from inside wasn't too dark either. So that was good. But again, drying it is not too difficult on the rear because you can just keep that indoors. But you can see from this that once they're dry, that actually all the main stains have pretty much come out from the seat. So that's good. Nice and clean. And I think I'm going to, as I said earlier, I might go around just doing the fronts again, just to be sure, but I'll get around to doing that when the car's pretty much good to go. A common fault with Fiat 500s, so whether you're buying it or whether you're, like me, getting these to do up, is although I suppose people don't necessarily notice it, it's not something, I guess, when you, certainly in the daylight anyway, but your center console, whatever you want to call it, the air intake buttons, the lights behind that, these things here, sorry, my hand was in the way there, these things, they go bang basically, and again, you don't really tend to notice it, and certainly if you were buying it you wouldn't notice it if you're looking at the car in the daylight. So in this case, if I put the ignition on, bear with, right, ignition is on, yeah, so this one is out. So that's worth a little note. This is a bit of a bugger to get off. It requires, as you can see, there's clips all over the place on this one. They're sort of on either side, so you need some sort of plastic prying tool, or in my case I just used a flathead screwdriver and put some cloth material behind that to avoid scratching the panels behind. So yeah, these are quite difficult to get out. They're very small, so you need some sort of very grippy sort of glove or plier or something to pull out. But yeah, so let's give that a shot. This is what you're going to need as a replacement. They're incredibly small. And fingers crossed, make sure that I got it in the right way. Right, let's try that. Fantastic. Right, we will now put this back in without, hopefully, losing any clips and without snapping anything. But because it's plastic and we are now in late November, plastic is incredibly brittle. So, oh yeah, and also if you're going to do it, these buttons and everything, just make sure that they're all pointing sort of in the neutral way, I suppose, as best you can, because when you put this all back, one of the problems is that it doesn't sit and center right, and then you've got basically a dial that's like loose and it's not connected properly into these, wheels, so to speak. So yeah, that's another job done. Thank you for watching today's video. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos, and I'll be back again next week with, I'm not really sure at the moment, but yeah, hit that like button and I'll see you soon.